Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Solomon Arasa. I'm certified marriage and family counselor. Today, in this today's topic, I want to talk about how to make relationship work. How do you make your relationship work? I know that everybody who genuinely want to be in love and stay in love, this is one of the questions that they always ask. How do I ensure that I keep my man? How do I ensure that I keep my woman? How do I ensure that this relationship works and transit into marriage? And if for those in marriage, how do we ensure that this is forever story, is a forever after story? So that's what I want to be talking about in this topic in this particular, that's the topic of my discourse this morning. So I will want to go through 10 points on how to know that how to ensure that your relationship actually work. And so I'm going to be starting from the very first one. So let's get a pen and paper and let's get this discussion going on. So first of all, you must avoid unnecessary argument. See, one of the things I've come to learn in marriage and relationship is that you must choose your battles wisely. You don't have to, pick on anything and everything that your partner does. Otherwise, you're going to have a miserable life. You're going to have a miserable relationship. So do not pick on everything. I know you are Mr. Perfect, you're Miss Perfect. If you are melancholy, for example, you want everything done a certain way. But it doesn't always happen that way. So you must make allowance, as the scripture will say, for everyone's fault because of your love for that person. So ensure to make allowance here and there. Make excuses for the person. Oh, it's possible that it's an oversight. It's possible that there was a mistake somewhere. It's possible that the person was late. It's because the person was not feeling fine. That's why he couldn't recall my call. Don't make everything. Don't make an issue out of everything. So you must ensure that you don't argue over every and anything. Choose your battles rightly. Choose your battles rightly. So ensure that your battles that you're picking are the ones that are really serious. Avoid the bed is not made. That should not be an issue. The seats of the toilet is not dropped down or raised up. Those are minor issues. So avoid unnecessary arguments. So the second point I also want to mention here is avoid lingering disputes. The first, choose your battles wisely. Don't allow unnecessary argument. The second one is do not allow your dispute to linger. See, as fast as possible, deal with any issue, call for an intervention as quickly as possible. Because see, the more time you give for a dispute, the more time you allow the person to interpret or things into what originally does not exist. So if for example, I feel that my spouse is cheating on me, the more time I have, the more time I begin to look for instances to support you know, my stand that it's because last time that's how I did it, and then you allow yourself to bridle upon it, meditate upon it, dwell upon those things, and then the end of the day, something that started very small, something that if you have nipped in the bud will not escalate, becomes a mountain, become very big, that it will take a longer time to dispute. So as soon as possible, call for an intervention. Honey, dear, sweetheart, whatever pet name you call the person, call the person and say, this is what you did, this is how I felt about it, and then allow the person to explain and then find a mutually agreed response. Next time I would prefer if you do it this and this and this and this. I prefer to be treated this way. So, and then let that thing settle down, give a hug, whatever it is you need to do, and seal that and move on. Don't allow the devil to dwell, to stay on that argument and begin to bring in ideas, extraneous matters into the relationship and say things that are really not important. You begin to add it. Oh, yes, no, 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 no. Don't allow dispute to linger. As soon as an issue arises, deal with it fair and square as quickly as possible. Now, avoid the third point I want to make is avoid third party. Avoid third party in your relationship. Now, avoid third party in your relationship except they are professionals. Now you have a counselor like myself. You want to engage me to help you address some of the issues you are facing in your relationship. I'm a professional. I'm a trained counselor. I'm a certified counselor. So I know how to keep secret. I know how to ensure that whatever we discuss amongst ourselves stay within the confines of the relationship and the discourse that we've had. So the same can happen for a financial advisor, a sex therapy, or a psychologist, or a child minor, or whoever it is that you are engaging in your relationship, but not just getting your issues out in public, getting your friends' advice, even those that are married and those who are not married, those who are in a relationship, those who are not, those who are envying you, and those who you do not know, they or whatever it is. So don't allow anyhow person into your relationship, your family members, their family members. No, avoid third party as much as possible. Yes, whatever they discuss, okay, I'm going to run it through my husband, I'm going to run it through my wife, I'm going to allow my boyfriend to have a say in this matter. I've heard what you said, but we're going to discuss about it and then resolve on the issue. Don't avoid a third party. I said it, one of the reasons why you should avoid the third party is because, see, you do not know the intentions of some of those people. Maybe they're not happy that you're married in the first place. Maybe they hope that it was somebody else you got married to. Maybe they just wish that, I don't like the face of this person. This person is not pretty enough. He's not wealthy enough. He's not handsome enough. He's not good enough for my sister or my brother or my sister or my child. And so you now, those who have those biases, you now bring them into the issues you're facing in your relationship or marriage, then you are definitely going to have an issue. It is as simple as that. They are going to bring their biases in addressing this issue. I told you before, this girl was not good enough. I told you enough, this man, you shouldn't have gotten involved with this person. Now look at it. Leave this relationship now, because the more you do, so begin to have issues like that. So that is why you should avoid a third party in your relationship. And then the fourth one is don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. See, we are all humans, and then it's human nature to want to ensure that your needs are met, sometimes at the expense of another. That's where greed and all those things that we see in our society today comes in, because you're only thinking about yourself. In a relationship, there are two parties involved. So you must not be self-centered in your relationship. You must allow the feelings and opinion of your partner to have a play in how the relationship or marriage runs. You don't run an exclusive relationship. You involve the other person. You don't seek your own satisfaction alone. You also seek the satisfaction of your partner. In every aspect. How will she feel? Okay, yes, I'm okay with it, but is he okay with her? Yes, I like this thing to be done this way. Will she appreciate it if it's done that way? So have a midpoint. Relationship is about compromise. So if you're not ready to give and take and compromise here and there, a little here, a little there, then you are not ready for a serious relationship, or your relationship will not work. Because don't forget, we're talking about how to make your relationship work. So don't be selfish and consider the other person. Now, I have always said one of the ways to know that you are ready for a relationship is that you are ready to give and not take love. You can check my other videos for that. So if you are not ready to give love, even without expecting something in return, to give love unconditionally, then you're going to have an issue, because you're going to be thinking about what you will get out of the relationship and not finding out what the other person is gaining from the relationship, or what you are bringing to the table, or how you're making the person feel. So don't be selfish. The next one, number 5, is avoid being too busy. Avoid being too busy. Now, see, you must find time. Where your treasure is, that's where your heart is going to be. If you value something, you're going to create time for it. It's as simple as that. If you're not making time for your partner, or your partner is complaining that you're not having time enough for the person, then you need to check yourself. How important is this my partner to me? How important is this my spouse to me? How important is my marriage? Is to me, because if it is important, you will make time for it. You will make time for it. So don't give me the excuse of I'm a very busy person. I work from dawn to dusk and all that. No, no, no. It will not work. It will not work. There's someone else involved. You need to make time for the person. You must squeeze in the person in your. You must create time, not squeezing time for that person, because especially if the relationship is important to you. If the relationship is important to you, you must create time for your partner. You must create time for your partner, and don't be too busy for your partner. The next one is ensure that you communicate daily. If you want your relationship to work, ensure you communicate daily. I don't care where you are, except you are, of course, a military personnel in the front or in the front line of a battle, when you cannot, you are not allowed to make calls. But except that, if you are, even if it's a text message, a voice note, is whatever it is, you need to a video call. Ensure that you communicate with your partner on a daily basis. Ensure that you talk to. A day does not pass without you communicating. Ask the person how the day went, how she's feeling, how she's coping without you, how much you love her or him, and how much you can't wait to be with the person, how their day went, what happened, who upset them, why were they upset. Just talk about anything and everything. Keep the communication line open. Talk every time. You see, when you are talking every time, what happens is that you begin to raise issues that maybe you will not have discussed initially, or you didn't plan to talk about. And then by so doing, you get to know your partner more. You become more vulnerable with your partner. And then you begin to develop this mutual bond that will help you through the challenges that life will bring. And then the next one is, don't be too bossy. Don't be bossy. Don't be too bossy. As especially I'm talking to men, and even some women who just feel that, oh, maybe because you have this money, you are better than the person, you are more, your status is higher than that of your partner, and so you want to boss your partner around. It will not work. Like I always say, relationship is partnership, and in order for it to work, everybody must feel involved, must feel important in the relationship. So don't be bossy. Don't be bossy. Don't boss your partner around. Explain to the person why you feel certain things should be done in a particular way, and why this is that and that. Explain yourself, and then hear the person's opinion before you make decisions. So don't be bossy, too bossy, with your partner. And then, avoid being too possessive. Now, these things are looking similar, but they are not. Being possessive means that you are mine, and so I control you, or I need to be involved in everything that you go, where you go, how you go there, what you do, who you're with, what you discuss, and what you should not discuss. No, no. See, this person is an individual, is a person. I hope you understand that. Is a person. So before they came into your life, they had a life. And so that life is not supposed to stop simply because they know you, simply because they are in a relationship with you. No, it shouldn't stop. So they should still have their lives, still be able to hang out, still be able to do the things they love with or without you. Yes, if you have a common interest, wonderful. Do that together, because it also creates bonds. But if you don't, allow the person to feel fulfilled. The person is a photographer, likes snapping nature. Allow the person to go out with their friends. They have a community of photographers. They are writers. So sometimes they just go to a solitary place. They just want to be alone in a quiet environment, just so that they can get that juice coming out. That's a creative juice coming out, and that inspiration. Allow them. Allow them. Your guy loves watching football and everything. So you must allow them, not just going to your friend's party Saturday after Saturday and all that. No, allow the person to have a life. So don't cage the person, literally. That's what I'm saying. Don't cage your partner. Don't say sit down. Expect the person to sit down when you tell the person to sit down, to stand up and all of that. No. The person has a life. And if you must communicate certain things, allow the person to know why that is so that I'm talking about number 8, which is avoid being too possessive. Avoid being too possessive is a good thing. Yes, to want to be a part of somebody's life, want to know what is happening, but when you overdo it, it becomes an issue. Now, the ninth point I'm going to talk about is avoid making your partner feel inferior. Avoid making your partner feel inferior. See, everyone had the tendency to feel that there's something they're lacking. As a partner, as a significant other to someone else, that is not your job to bring out those things that makes the person really feel inferior. And say, oh yes, I was thinking about it, so I think so. No, focus more on the positive of the person. Focus more on what makes the person unique and what makes the person tick. Don't amplify their inferiority. Because you are better off than one person does not mean you let the person you show it to the person. You make the person know that yes, you're better after all. You make 6-digit income every month and all of that, and the person barely have a source of income. So you don't do that. You don't do that. You don't make the person feel inferior. You don't talk about the person, oh, your hair, your eyes, your teeth, and all that. Even if you're going to make the comment, it's going to be jovially when everybody will laugh over things and not make the person feel inferior. See, I'm going to tell you this, the best thing I have ever heard, apart from, of course, I love you from a partner, the next best thing I've ever heard from my partner when I was in a relationship was, I believe in you. Now, I went for a musical program where I was supposed to go for an audition in order to be able to move to the next line and be able to, do great things, So when I went to the place, I got to the place, I texted my partner then, and then the next thing that was there and hoping that things would go well. And the person sent a message, I believe in you. That word alone kept reoccurring. So I didn't bother what was happening, whether people were booing me or hailing me. At that point, something in my subconscious was telling me someone somewhere believed in me. And so I must have to believe in myself so that I can go back and give the person good news. And you know what happened? I was successful. There was a tie between I and the next and another person, but because we kept battling with each other, and so they just say, see, we're not going to debate who is better between you, who's going to go to the next round. Both of you qualify. And so I was excited to go back to my partner then, because I was still in school, to tell the person, wow, I made it. Thank you for believing in me. That's the duty of a partner. Not start telling, oh, who told you can sing? Is it this is your folk voice? You want to go and sing? No, let the person believe in the person. I'm not saying you should not raise issues or tell person where their area of strength is, but it's the way and manner you say it, when you say it. Imagine my partner at that point tells me, Solomon, you're not going to amount to anything. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Don't go there. I'm going to feel very low, and of course I won't have qualified. So that's what I'm saying. Be a person of motivation. You should be the number one cheerleader of your partner, cheering the person on. Whether the person is flopping, you should be the one standing up and clapping. Let people around begin to say, who is this person? That is how it is. Not to bring the person down. That's not your job description. The boss, they are doing that. Their neighbors, everybody around may be doing that, but that is not your job. Your job is to look for something good about the person, which of course attracted you to the person, and continue to fan that until it becomes so, and it blossoms. So that is what you need to do. So the next, number 10, is avoid multiple dating. I don't care what your excuse are. Avoid multiple dating. Be faithful to your partner. The idea of, I don't know whether this relationship is going to work or not, and so I need to protect myself. Time is not my side, so I date other 2 or 3 people by the side, so that in case this doesn't work, I fall into the other person's arm. No, that is wrong. Doesn't show that you're a person of integrity, doesn't show that you can be trusted, doesn't show that you are faithful. You are faithful or can be faithful, because what you do before marriage, or in the day when you are dating, or when you are in a relationship, will be amplified when you finally get married. So if you're already dating multiple persons before you get married, tendencies are you will continue that line when you finally get married. And I'm not good for me personally. I'm not going to date, I'm not going to commit to somebody for a long time relationship if I know that you are not exclusive with me. If I know that you're still seeing other person while you're with me, it will not work. So it's better you put all your heart in take your time to choose a partner. When you finally make a choice to be with this person, be with the person with the whole of your heart, with the whole of your heart. Be with a person with the whole of your heart. Do everything and anything possible, under God, to ensure that the relationship work. And even if it falls, that it wasn't your fault. Then exit the relationship nicely, as cleanly as possible. Allow yourself to heal before you jump into another relationship. So don't have multiple dating partner. Don't be dating one person, dating Sade, and you are dating Bola, and you are dating Amina, and you are dating Kelechi at the same time. No. Be faithful to your partner. Thank you very much. If I've been of blessing to you, please share, like this video, and please drop in the comments and let me know how I'm doing. I'm your friend and brother, Solomon Arasa. Have a wonderful day.